My name is Philip, and these are my creations. They all take place after the war with the demon clan and the humans on a land called Istar. What I'm going to be making is a rock golem, a weapon used during the war that takes place in the Rocky Mountains. So come with me on this adventure and I'll show you the old ancient history of this relic. This is Durama Crafts and welcome to the future beyond. For the base, I used XPS foam since it's a very easy material to get. This is a sidetrack of the video. I'm making a story about this world and I will be building it in my head over the time I create more of these diorama creature things. So if you want to see how it goes, feel free to like and subscribe. It would really help me a lot. So now, let's get back into the video. All I did was cut up 2 squares and then glued them together, sort of like an L. I grabbed some scrap XPS foam from a previous build and I glued them together and cut them up looking sort of like rocks. And I made around 2 to 3 of these. And then after building a rough sketch of the rocks, I used tin foil to put in texturing to make the rocks look more detailed. Surprisingly, tin foil gives a very good texture on XPS foam for rocks. I found this cheap Dollarama clay to fill in the cracks so the rocks look better. Next, what I did was I glued the rocks to the base of the board. I used tinfoil to give texture to the golem's body. And this is how it turned out. This is how the rock looks with all the cracks filled in with clay and texturing. Now I'm going to form with a razor blade the bottom half of the golem's body. And this is it after, with it glued to the upper half of the body. By accidentally off camera, I made the head without recording. This is to show you how it's going with the golem on the base. It is hard for me to explain, but I cut off the upper half because I thought the mountain looked too long, so I'm going to glue that part onto the back of it to give it more depth. And as well as doing that, I sanded it so it didn't look too rough. Off camera, I made the limbs of the golem. And I'm going to show you how it looks on the base. So far, roughly, you guys are getting an idea of what I'm trying to make. Now I'm using sandpaper on the bottom half to give it more lumpy texture so it looks like grass. Now it's time to start painting. Right now I'm grabbing all the stuff I need to paint on the diorama. What I'm trying to say here is I'm going to paint a white base coat so the colors pop out more when I'm painting the real colors on. Now for all the rocky stuff, I'm going to be painting it black so I can put gray on it and it would pop out the colors. This is what I mean by the colors being popped out. Now I'm gonna grab a light brush of gray and lightly go over it so it can start looking like rocks. And this is how the background looks now. A lot better than it was before. And now I'm gonna grab a green so I can start painting the grass. And this is how it looks after. On the more upper part of the mountain, I put brown and green to make it look like there was grass growing up there. Here I'm using string to turn it into grass. I'm cutting small fibers and then putting paint on top of it and mixing it together to make it look like grass. Here I used a paintbrush to paint glue onto the base and then sprinkled my homemade grass onto the base. And then after a while of putting these small vines onto the rocks and stuff, this is what I came up with. After that, I was playing around with the limbs of the rock golem and I was seeing where I was going to place them. And then after a while, eventually I came up with a place I wanted to put them. Here I'm painting some small mossy texturing so I can make it look like that he's been there for a very long time. And then more and more texturing. I'm not sure if you can see it, but on the top of his head, I'm painting green paint and I'm painting glue so I can sprinkle on some grass so it can look like moss. And this is the ending of it. This is how it turned out. And obviously I forgot to paint the edges black. Sorry about the food, I got a little bit hungry. And this is how it looks with the black edges, obviously a lot better. And now we're gonna go into the glamour shots. Yeah, here's Mr. Rock Golem, the ending of this video. And I don't know where I was going with this. Where I thought of this was in class. I literally drew like some small drawing of an abandoned rock golem. And yeah, this is what it turned into. And if you guys like the video, feel free to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. And I know it's not a lot, but thank you for the 28 people that are subscribed to my account. It really made my day.